I don't know why I put in so much work in my videos. Damn you, Casey. But it's all good. I love Casey's video. This little montage here was actually inspired by Casey's videos when Casey Neistat used to vlog. Hope you guys liked it. And let's get to the video. Hey designers, what's going on? My name is FimeMD and I'm a senior product designer with over 10 years of experience in Toronto. Alright, so this is actually the next day because the video I shot for this, it really sucks. So I'm doing a part 2 and hopefully it goes great. Alright, so the first book I'm going to talk about is called Don't Make Me Think. It's by Steve Crook. This is the second edition, and then the newer version of this is this one right here, and it's called The Revisited. Alright, so now because I have the same copy, I am going to give away this book right here. So make sure to watch this entire video to figure out how to win this book. And I hope you win. So this book right here, Don't Make Me Think, it's actually one of the first UX UI design book that I have read, and I still recommend it to designer till this date. When I was young, I used to read a lot of UX UI design case studies of advertising agencies, and that is before buying these type of books. And I think that was around 13-14 years ago. My god, that's like 1,000 years away. Oh my god, I'm so old. Fun fact, during that time the web design was transforming into UX UI design, and I was so keen to figuring out how can I as a web designer transform into a UX UI designer. During that time I did not have a vehicle, so therefore I would take the subway to go to work, and it would take about 30 to 40 minutes, and I used that advantage to read books. So this was that first book which I have read, and I've read a lot of books during that time. My god, having a car right now, it really delayed that factor. I mean, I'm lucky if I can even finish one book a month. Now let's talk a little bit about this book. So first off, if you are a new designer, this book is great in terms of the usability for desktop and mobile. This is the latest version, so it talks a lot about mobile stuff. And if you are struggling with the right words to use as a designer, this is definitely that book for you. One of the best things that I like about this book, I mean, Steve Crook obviously knows that us designers, we don't like reading just pages of text. It's boring. It's really boring, even for me, man. So they have great examples like these. So you have the common information, and then you got images to show examples of the design. Pretty much the usability stuff. It will give you a table like this. Very easy read. It wouldn't take you about a month to finish a book like this. I'll probably say like maybe 2 weeks tops. It has nice comic characters, which I find hilarious. It gives you examples of how the client will interact, how a designer will, how a designer feels towards a client's feedback or the boss's feedback, the common questions that your boss or your client might ask. So they have solutions in this book. The farmer and the cowman should be friends. I mean, that's a hilarious title. Also, I recommend to share this book with your non-designer friends who are developers, maybe creative director, someone who's in head of marketing. Doesn't even need to know how to design, but will definitely understand how the usability is. At the end of the day, if you guys are on the same page, if you know what I mean. So basically this book is great for non-designers as well, programmers, developers, even someone in marketing, pretty much people who are involved on building the app or a website with you. So because if they can understand the usability and in UX wise, but they don't even have to design, they don't even have to do a prototype, but if they can understand, then I believe that you and your team can design better product. So definitely highly recommend it. Has always been my go-to book. I revisit this back and forth once in a blue moon. So check it out, link in the description below. Second book I'm going to talk about is called The Hooked. And this is by an author whose name I cannot spell. He did take a screenshot of my picture and upload it in his Instagram channel when I was reading the book. So I think that's kind of cool. But this is how you spell his full name. I don't know. If you can say it, good for you. I read this book about a month and a half ago. I did not finish it, so I'm like rereading it. I think 2 weeks ago. That's when I started again. A great book. This is the type of book that I wish was published about 10 plus years ago, because it's something that I as a designer have been struggling for X amount of years, and that is how can I make the users keep coming back to my website. That's either the websites that I'm working on at work, or even my personal website, startup, even my YouTube channel. How can I make these people hooked? People as in users. One of the great examples would be the famous brands that we visit every single day, 5 times a day, 20 times a day. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, Netflix. We are hooked in this product, in these projects, not projects, products. And I believe that they have done a tremendous job in making us hooked and, you know, visiting these websites or apps or whatever you want to call it every single day. I'm so hooked into YouTube. I'm so hooked into even the Google Home and Alexa and Netflix. I'm so hooked into it. The latest platform that I'm hooked into is actually Disney Plus. I love their content. I visit that platform every single day, actually, before going to sleep. All right, so this book talks about how people get hooked into anything, how we spend our own hard-earned money to buying these products, and the techniques that these companies have used to be successful in achieving those problems. In this book, they talk about the different type of techniques which gets users hooked into literally anything, and how it becomes a habit and we start buying products with our own money. I think it's called cognitive psychology. It really dives into this factor, and that's our mind, how our habits are built and how our minds are triggered. And I really love that concept. So now here's a great example. The terminology, did you Uber it? For example, say it's been raining for the last 3 days, very bad in here in Toronto where I live. And a friend of mine is coming over, and this friend has a car but decides to come over to my house with by using Uber app. Now I'm thinking that, hey, did you take the subway or did you take the taxi, or even a friend of yours dropped you off? I right away use the terminology, did you Uber it? We are so hooked into that terminology. Did you Uber the company? That's the company's name. Did you Uber it? Now that is a hooked experience. And how can we deliver that to our users? That is exactly what this book is about. Also, based on the similar information, I want you guys to go to Netflix. I will link the trailer below. So this is called The Social Dilemma. The best thing about this show, I think it's over an hour, but you know, you have famous UX UI directors talking about the invention of Facebook, like how people are hooked into major brands and what they have done, the pros and cons about it. So it's pretty much similar information like the book Hooked. So yeah, check that out. I'll link that trailer below. And now let's talk about the last book. It's called Show Your Work, and the author is called Austin, Kleon. Oh my God, I'm so bad at reading names. But anyways, the homeboy is called Austin right here, and it is the 10 ways to share your creativity and get discovered. So the best thing about this book is actually before I started my YouTube channel and I wanted to deliver content online, like on YouTube and other social media platform, I felt, number one, insecure, and number two, I felt like the information that I was going to deliver online, will it be useful? I mean, there's a lot of common information that I have in my videos. Was it really effective? Would you guys really like it? This book has helped me in that sense. How can I deliver my knowledge online successfully where you guys will find it useful? So one of my major weaknesses back in the days was that because I was a college dropout, I felt extremely insecure when I was applying for career UX UI design jobs. Well, at the time it was web and graphic design, because I was facing with designers that are graduates. They have university or college degree, so therefore is my portfolio good enough to get an interview or even get hired as a college dropout designer? And during that time, I worked really hard in building my portfolio, my resume, reaching out to clients so I can gain experience, and I used all of that to apply for jobs, which helped me get interviews and land my first career job. So therefore, I really wished, man, during that time when I was struggling hardcore and I had these insecurities, I wish that this book existed back then. So therefore, I highly recommend you guys to buy this book. I will link it below. There are a few things which I have learned from this book. So number one is no one can market yourself better than you. So therefore, it is your responsibility to showcase your portfolio to the world. And I'm not just talking about like, you know, putting small posts on Instagram. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about building a portfolio, emailing your portfolio to agencies and other companies so they can know that you exist. Point number two is that you do not need to be a genius. Just share what you know. For you, it might be obvious and basic, but for others, it might be a gold mine information. Number three is behave like an amateur. Trust me when I say this. You gotta be an amateur, man, if you wanna make it out there. Because when we are an amateur, we're not really scared to make mistakes. It's just nothing but excitement. It's an excitement to make mistakes, learn from your mistakes. It's an excitement because you want to learn something new. Therefore, always be an amateur, always make that mistake. It really doesn't matter what age you're in, what country you live in. So take that leap of faith. And last but not least, do not give up. Do not quit your show. 99% of the people who, you know, start a new project, either for their startup or even their YouTube channel, they quit. And that 1% who work hard, who keep up with this consistency, they do not give up and become successful. So be part of that 1% group. And therefore, do something small every day. Whether you want to listen podcast about UX UI design, or watch a YouTube video like this, like and subscribe, buy a book, right? Read it, finish one book per month. I think that's a great accomplishment, to finish one book per month. I'm lucky if I can finish one of them. And just don't give up. Keep up with this consistency. Obviously, during weekends, take a rest, but do something small every single day so you can be proud of at the end of that day. Trust me, one day it will all make sense. It did for me. And therefore, do not give up. And if you're someone who's really insecure when it comes to showcasing your work, just get this book. It's actually a light read as well. Check this out. They also have a nice, you know, big typography, small context. All of these 3 books are literally made for designers. Like, I know we don't like reading pages of this type of style, so therefore this book does a great deal in that sense. I know you guys been waiting for this part right here. So this is how you win this book. Don't make me think, the latest edition. It's very simple. All you gotta do is subscribe to this YouTube channel, like the video, and comment below. Based on that, I will select you. That's right, you, to win this book. And that's all you gotta do. Alright, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have not already, make sure to like the video, because that's how YouTube's algorithm works and I'll get discovered more. And if you're new, hey, welcome. Subscribe button is right over there, I think, yeah? Great news, I have hit 10,000 subscribers in my YouTube channel, and it's all because of you guys. Exactly 1 year ago, I had 1,000, and I thought that was a lot for me. And today we hit, 1 year later, yeah, which is today, we have hit 10,000 YouTube subscribers. So when I go outside right now, you know, I kind of need to, you know, watch myself because paparazzis are everywhere. Let's just, yeah, okay, there we go. So no, for real, thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. It means a lot to hit 10K. This definitely re-motivates me to create more YouTube content. If you haven't watched any of my videos, check those out, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Might be a vlog, I don't know. Peace out.